So what's going on, guys? It's the truck guy here. Wanted to get back to you with another video, and today we are reviewing the DeWalt Atomic Compact Series. So really a new breed of utility knife from DeWalt. They've just come out with this line. It's basically their push and flip, so it's the knockoff Milwaukee press and flip. If you want to go that route, if you're a Milwaukee fan, it might be a knockoff. If you're a DeWalt fan, it's kind of the latest and greatest. So it's model number DWHT10990, and it's kind of similar to the large push and flip, kind of with blade storage, bigger knife from DeWalt. So this is kind of the compact series, so really excited to check it out and see what we think. It's kind of unique. So let's go ahead and get it out of the packaging. So really nothing too special on the packaging. It's promoting the push and flip, 30% more compact, slide and click, blade change. So that's pretty straightforward. Then we've got one blade. DeWalt's hooking us up with one, so we'll thank DeWalt. We'll be happy with that, even if we're not, but one is better than none, so we'll take what we can get. Let's go ahead and get the blade in right away. So in terms of what we've got going, you actually just press up on the blade change button up top. You hold it up, get your blade locked in, wiggle it, then you're locked. So push the button up, slide in or out, release it, make sure it's locked, and you're good to go. So it's actually a really nice quick change mechanism, blade change mechanism. I like it a lot from DeWalt. It's easy, it's straightforward, not something that necessarily is going to break down. If you look at the Milwaukee Fastback press and flip, they have a much smaller button on the back. So even though this is a really nice mechanism and I like it from Milwaukee, you know, DeWalt is not doing anything wrong here. In fact, this is a nice, good blade change, and I would even say, you know, for, you know, kind of construction on the job type utilizations of you know, this type of utility knife, this is actually a little bit easier, you know, especially if you're working in gloves, things of that nature. You know, I definitely like that blade change mechanism. Overall in the hand, I think it feels good. You know, it's not too compact, which I do like. You know, it's kind of right in that sweet spot. You know, I would say even the large Milwaukee, it's not a ton smaller than that, and it is bigger than the compact Milwaukee, which I like, because that one's just a little bit too small, I think, for kind of your regular guy, your standard guy, what have you. This also feels nicer than the big DeWalt. This is just kind of too large. It's too long. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. The extra space doesn't get you a whole lot more. It's just kind of too awkward. This feels like about the right size for, you know, a regular guy's hand. So I like what DeWalt has done with the Atomic series. I'm really liking this. So let's go ahead and check out the actual push and flip button. And it's kind of an odd mechanism. It's really actually just a lever lock underneath the knife, if you can see that, and this button will push over your lever lock. So it's not a button lock. You know, it's different from the big, which is a button lock. So you've got a nice clean button. That's going to be your locking mechanism for the knife. In this case, they've utilized a lever lock to act as the locking mechanism. So you actually have to push that over. This isn't a button. You're just, you know, this isn't a button as in a button lock. This is a button as in you're pressing over your lever lock through a button mechanism. So it's kind of a completely different mechanism than I've seen before. Very unique. And then you press that in. You can fold down the knife, and then it actually doesn't hold down, which is interesting. So it doesn't actually lock down. So if you have this open, let me try just a simple kind of flip open. That's a no-go unless you do it really hard. Okay, so you can do that if you do it hard, but you need quite a bit of force. That is really interesting. So even like a standard amount of force won't get it, but if you really throw it open, you can get it. But yeah, that's pretty tight. I mean, you need to really throw it open hard to get that open. So I would say in most instances you're pushing and you're flipping. So speaks to the motto of push and flip. But yeah, I mean, you can throw it open, but for the most part you're gonna have to at least push down a little bit and then release to get it to throw open and then actually lock in at the top, because what you don't want to do is throw open while you're pressing this button, because then it's going to bounce back on you. And that's when you get into the danger category, because if you're not experienced with this and it flies back in, wrap your fingers around, you're going to have a problem. It's not going to be a good day. So yeah, it takes some getting used to, but you can definitely throw it open. Close it quick. I think guys will warm up to it over time. But yeah, it's a different mechanism, and it's just a little bit less simple as compared to the button lock, which is just, DeWalt did a good job on this one. Obviously very similar to Milwaukee, but that's just a great opening mechanism for the knife. This one, it's a little unique, I would say. I don't like it as much, just because it's not as quick, it's not as fast, it's not as fun. So yeah, just a different mechanism. Be aware if you're going to buy this that it's a little bit different. It's got the belt clip on back. It's definitely a tighter belt clip. Big lanyard loop. So if those are key features, I think it's hitting the mark there. It's got the similar orientation as the big. Looks like for the most part, not as deep as this on carry, but relatively deep, which is a positive. Keeps it lower in your pocket. Not a lot of additional features for this particular knife. I mean, it kind of is what it is. There's no blade storage or anything like that on the knife. But yeah, I would say overall it's hitting the mark. Not the biggest fan of the locking mechanism and kind of the button / lever lock, but I think on this DeWalt is really trying to innovate, which is good to see. Is it a hit? No. Will it sell some knives? Probably. And maybe they go with the button lock in the next iteration. So overall, cool knife from DeWalt. It ran about $10, so pretty reasonable all in all. The big is 15. I would probably prefer this just because of the locking mechanism, but the compact, they got the size right here, so I'm just surprised they didn't go with the traditional button lock on the compact series as well. So we'll see where else DeWalt goes from here, but they're definitely moving their line closer to Milwaukee, and I think that's a positive for the entire industry. So that's it, guys. Definitely like the video, comment, subscribe, do everything that helps the channel so we can get more content to you guys. Let me know if you like the utility knife videos. It's much appreciated as always for watching. We will catch you on the next one.